Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and I've got what I hope is a really interesting video for you. This is a video on foil impressioning, something which I never really thought I'd ever get to be able to do. However, Banggood.com, who I do some reviews for, have sent me this little foil impressioning kit for review. And so this is going to be a demonstration of foil impressioning and also a review of this kit. So this kit here, and I've already had a bit of a go with it, is a foil impressioning kit for what we like to call Smiley dimple locks. Locks that look like this. They're quite common, and they're quite cool little locks. And the keys, if I take one off for you so I can undo the lock, look like this. So they have a smiley profile, and the center ridge is the bitting, and you see this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pin dimple lock with a smiley keyway. Now I've done some videos on how to pick these before. Let's take all these keys off, we don't need those. And they pick like a normal dimple lock, the difference being how you tension them. Some people like to put a pry bar in and pull up. I like to use a Y wrench which sticks to either side and put tension on the core that way. But we're not doing that today. This is foil impressioning. What is foil impressioning? Well, it's a really, really cool technique where you use a foil, and by foil I mean really a piece of foil, and let's get one of these out. They supply a few sort of pre-bent ones, which I think is really cool. A piece of foil, there you go, nothing spectacular. It's probably about the same thickness as a good catering grade piece of tin foil. And what you would do is that you would put it into the keyway, and I'll do a demonstration for you, while it's in a special holder. And what would happen is you would move it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth in the lock, and eventually the pins will impression onto the foil to the point where the lock will open. I'll go into theory a little bit more in a minute. So here we go. By the way, this impressioning kit can be found on Banggood for around £5.50, which I think is just incredible value. Look in the link below, the description below, and you'll find some discount codes to make it even cheaper. So this is a really fun kit. The reason I like it is that I can demonstrate a technique which I think that by and large is a little bit niche, and this kit makes it like really, really, really I think accessible. So how do we do some foil impressioning? Well, we get the piece of foil and we get this little mould, and you can use this mould to make some more foils should you need to. And you get this insert. You'll notice that it's got an angle at the tip, and that's very important. We'll show you why. And all you do is you just put the two together in this mould and just make sure that the foil is the right shape. It should come out looking like that. Very nice. You then insert the foil and get it the right way around. You insert the foil and the insert. The insert supports the foil as you put it into the lock. Otherwise, the pins would end up mashing the foil as you insert it. That wouldn't be so good. You'll notice that we've got what looks like the keyway here, and well, it sort of is. This is a keyway shape, and that accepts the I don't know what you'd want to call it really. This tensioner, I guess. And all you do is you just screw it down, not too tight. There, just enough to hold it. It doesn't have to be too tight. Then what you need to do is pop on your foil and your inserts. I'm going to put the inserts on first, and that slides into a little groove. There we go, in here. There you go. And the reason why there's an angle at the front end of this is because if you look at the key, you'll notice that the front pin is angled. Why? Because pins need to be lifted, and if you have an oblique face, then the pins won't be lifted out of the way. The foil goes on the centre support. There we go. Make sure it's all sort of squared up. Make sure you've got a leading edge as well, so that the this will lift the pins up, and you will need to just support it as it goes through, and then then slide it into the lock. This bit, make sure you support the back with of the centerpiece with a finger at the back, and gently insert it into the keyway. It isn't too tricky to do, but you do need to make sure that, like I said, that centerpiece is supporting the foil. Okay, once it's all in, then all you need to do is remove that piece. Otherwise, you can imagine the pins would just be trying to push down to the metal. Now let me talk to you a little bit more about the theory. So at the moment we've got a piece of foil in a ridge shape, replicating, if you like, and this is closed, replicating the an uncut blank key. Now the foil itself has to indent down to the bitting of this key to open the lock. So what we're going to do, and I may have to cut away to just ensure that the video doesn't last forever and bore everybody to death, is I'm going to be moving this back and forth quite firmly in the keyway. Now this lock only opens clockwise, so I don't have to be rough both ways, just moving forwards. What's happening each time is that I'll turn the core, it'll stop because one or more pins are basically biting at the shear line, the driver pins. Those driver pins which are stuck or bound will ever so gently press against the foil in my impressioning tool. It'll indent that foil just a little bit each time. So I need to go back and forth and back and forth. Eventually one of those binding pins will reach the shear line and another pin will bind, and then that will indent the foil, and then once that reaches shear line, another pin will bind and that will indent the foil. We keep going until it actually opens. So the technique is, I've done this before, is this. You can move the lock as well if you want. Don't overdo it because you will end up breaking the lock and or the tool, and that isn't so good. I'm going to keep doing this on camera so that I can basically cut the video or wipe it out and wipe it back in again as it opens. So bear with me, this does take some time. Okay. Oh wow, can you see that the core is now moving quite considerably? That probably, there we go, means it's going to open. So, got to be a bit careful. I've been it's probably taken me 6 minutes I think, but that has actually, let's see if I can turn it back. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so you can use it a couple of times. I don't know if you can get it, well I can try getting it out and pushing it back in again. Let's see. Oh no, it's sort of kept in there. Let's see, gently, let's have a look. So right, so you can see there, not pretty, and it looks like it slipped a little bit, but you can see how I've got the pins biting into that foil, and it has led to an open. I don't think I'll be able to get that back in, truthfully, without mashing the front end of that foil up, but yeah, you can see how that it's deformed, especially at the front and the back, to match the bitting of this key, which is very deep at the front and at the back too. Quite interesting. Let's have a, can we compare it? Probably a bit too broken up now to really compare, but yeah, that is, I suppose that would have been like that, wouldn't it? So you can see a bit of a big impression here to coincide with pin 1, very deep to coincide with pin 5, not very much here for pin 4, and a little bit of an impression here for pin 3, but nothing really much for pin 2. That seems to open fine. Let's check the key still works. Yeah. Oh, lock it up first. Yeah, all good. So I think that this is a great little kit for demonstrating the actual technique of foil impressioning. It's really not that much money at all. You know, even before the discount at £5.50. I think this is a brilliant little kit. You get a little pot of pre-made foils, just like this, and that should keep going for a while, but you can make your own using this little jig, if you like. You also have your two-part tensioner tool, and all you then need really is a Smiley lock to get you on your way. So if you like this video and you want to give this a go, go to Banggood, follow the link below, and get yourself one. I think you probably quite enjoy doing the technique. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.